Hello. Welcome. So, what's a conspiracy theory that you 100% believe in? Let's find out what TikTok thinks, and I'll let you know later which ones I believe in. Okay? Let's go.
What's a conspiracy theory that you 1,000% believe in?
Okay, so I've talked about this before, but I guess I'll address it again. I wholeheartedly believe that Mitch McConnell is not a living human being. Perhaps he used to be, but what remains is just a sack of flesh, whether that's artificial or not, and then they just shoved some animatronic robot up his ass. And then what the GOP does is they just pass him around to like whoever's most convenient for their narrative at any given time. So I guess most recently Donald Trump. Either that or it's just a massive glitch in the system. Either way, there's absolutely nothing you could say to me to convince me that this is a real human being.
Yeah, you're probably right. This one's probably true, right?
Thank you, and I yield my time.
What's a conspiracy theory that you 1,000% believe in?
Oh, 1,000% believe in.
This whole entire time, they have been selling us butter. Now, doubtless, you're familiar with this brand. I can't believe it's not butter. Bullshit. It is butter. And here's how we know. I can't believe it's not butter. Take the first letter of the first 5 words of that phrase, ich bin, and then the last word, butter. You get ich bin butter. And you know what you get when you translate that from German?
Okay. Funny.
What's a conspiracy theory that
true.
you 1,000% believe in?
OJ didn't do it. It was his son Jason who had a history of knife violence and was very vocal about how much he hated Nicole. I think that Ron was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. But don't get me wrong, I still think that OJ was involved.
Okay.
I think that OJ found out that Jason was gonna go and hurt Nicole, and he went there to try to stop it, and that's why his blood's at the scene. Obviously, OJ wasn't able to stop it, and so they both fled, and OJ helped Jason cover up the evidence. That's why the gloves didn't fit, and that's why OJ went on that long car chase, so his son could have time to get rid of evidence while the cops were distracted.
I don't know about
What's
that.
a conspiracy theory that you 1,000% believe in?
If I'm taking a girl out on a date and I don't pay for it, I am never seeing her again. Here's why. If I've asked you out on a date, I've asked you to accompany me.
Yeah, whoever asks pays.
You are my guest. If I had a mentor, somebody that I really looked up to, and I said, let me take you out for dinner, I want to talk to you about some stuff.
Why are you glitching? Sir, why are you glitching?
It's in my best interest to pay for that dinner because it's an investment in my future. If you don't pay, even if she says, oh, I'll cover half, don't fall for it. It's a trick. You're literally telling her that you are not willing to invest in a future with that person.
Well,
I don't care what anybody says. I don't care about the equality or whatever.
Whoever
you like
asks,
a girl and you take her out, pay for it.
If you're taking someone out, you're taking them out. You're paying.
1,000% believe
It can be whoever asks.
About to hurt some feelings with this one. OJ did it. We ain't never been to the moon. Aliens exist.
Okay, yup.
Tupac is not dead.
Come on.
And Bigfoot is real.
No.
What's a conspiracy
No,
theory
you
that
guys,
you
no.
1,000% believe in?
Okay.
What's a
Even they were
conspiracy
laughing.
theory that you 1,000%
That's funny.
believe in?
So people either really agree with me or really disagree
Let's
with
hear
me.
it.
Kurt Cobain did not unalive himself.
Then who did it?
Conspiracy theory or event that you think was completely overlooked or just brushed under the rug?
So this is one that's been on my mind for a long time now. About 5 years ago, when our previous president was campaigning for the presidency, I remember he made one of his platforms that he was going to release and unredact all of the JFK files and finally let the public know exactly what happened. Then he became president and he planned to do that. And I remember hearing in the news that all of the intelligence agencies went to him and told him, please don't unredact everything. So he
Like the same thing with the
another
aliens.
redacted document to the public. And I need to know, what could possibly be so bad that from 1963 we still can't know about it?
Maybe
What could it possibly
inside
be?
job?
A conspiracy theory or event that you think was completely overlooked or just brushed under the rug.
One of my favorite conspiracy theories has to do with the Titanic. It goes that the Titanic didn't actually sink, it was the Olympic. Basically what happened was this company made 3 big ships, the Olympic, the Titanic, and the Britannic, and the Olympic was the big ship. They sent it out on a couple voyages, and on one of the voyages it got like tore up. So when it came back, it was all messed up. They're like, damn, we're about to be in financial ruin. What do we do? So they switched out the 2 ships as an insurance scam because they knew when they sent that ship out that it was going to sink and they were going to be able to get the money from it and basically recover. If you look at the pictures of what was supposed to be the Titanic versus the Olympic, you can plainly see it was like 2 different ships. People that were there that day that saw it take off were saying that it looked like the ship was kind of like leaning anyway. So basically these companies got together and said, these people, we don't care. And about 1,500 people died because they needed some money and they got away with it.
That's really, really scary. Is that true?
I'm probably gonna have to do a part 2 to this shit, but I've always wanted to talk about this. So my grandpa was an investigator in Project Blue Book. You can look that up.
Okay.
But it was basically for UFOs in the military. And he told my mom about this, that it's just like blows my mind. So there's been a phenomenon of different animals, majority cows, being found completely mutilated with all their blood drained, and there's absolutely no blood around. And there's always like one thing missing from their body, like their genitals or their eye, their tongue, one ear. Sometimes it'll be stuff like their internal organs and there's no blood around. And y'all could be like, oh, that's natural.
No one would
All
say
the
that's
cuts
natural.
were done with surgical precision.
Clearly
Also,
not
this isn't
natural.
just a theory, it's like actually.
I don't know if it's
Like,
the
this
aliens
happened
though.
around the world and it's still happening. 8,000?
Sounds like just some kind of sicko.
According to my grandpa, there's a lot more to it.
What is a conspiracy
Okay,
theory
tell
or
us some
event
more,
that you
come
think was
on.
completely overlooked or just
How
brushed
can you just
under
leave
the
us like
rug?
that?
So this might be multiple parts, and before I start this, I want to say I am of sound body and mind. I love my
Okay.
life. I am not mentally ill, nor have I ever been
Okay.
mentally ill. If I disappear, it was not
Oh,
my
I'm
doing.
scared now
I
already.
have no enemies. It is 100% correlated to this. If I go, this TikTok will be being saved. That way
still
this
gonna
message
say
is
it?
on record.
Okay. Say it.
So, the Rothschilds. The Rothschilds are a family who started a bank back in, I believe it was Renaissance Italy. And they were remarkably successful. They continued to be successful for centuries and still are remarkably successful and remarkably wealthy. Now that you have that base of information, it's time to talk about why they are a huge conspiracy theory that I think is being swept under
Let's
the
hear
rug.
it.
Way
Let's
too
hear
much.
it.
Part 2
Okay.
coming.
I'm ready.
So the theory goes that over time they kept accumulating more and more wealth, getting into more things as time went on. As industrialism comes around, they would get into, mass production, firearms, automotive industry, things like that. Just building more and more wealth, gaining more and more power and influence across the globe.
Scary, but yeah.
And following that, other families like them, the Rockefellers, other industrialist families, other families with insane amounts of wealth and power, so much so that you hardly even see their names brought up in modern times, modern history, or in history at all, are steering history in the direction that they want it to go. And anybody that steps out of line of that is gone. They dictate every event, every happenstance, and have been involved in every major event since Napoleon, especially the Rothschilds, because of how much wealth they've accumulated and how much power they hold with their influence. Part
Okay,
3
let's go.
coming.
Part 3, come on. Get
Part
to
3,
the point.
Rothschild conspiracy. Now, I know a lot of people are going to be skeptical, asking, what are they? Modern-day Templar Order, real-life Illuminati? And essentially, yes, that's exactly what they are. Let me ask you this. What's more realistic? That hundreds of governments across the world that can barely keep their own countries afloat and functioning are the ones running the world? Or that over time, people that realize they have the true power, they have the wealth, they have the influence, came together under one banner with one goal in mind, to direct history the direction they wanted it to go.
It's possible.
The
It's
direction
very
that was
possible.
most beneficial for that one goal that they all serve, that one purpose. What makes sense to me that these select few people that control means of production, control agriculture, control everything that makes this world turn, would just be up here at the big table, plucking the puppet strings, while we look to the politicians and officials that are on the end of those strings.
I mean,
What is a conspiracy theory or
It's
event
possible.
that you think
Okay.
was completely overlooked or just brushed under the rug?
September 10th, 2001. The U.S. Secretary of Defense Donald Rumsfeld calls a meeting of hundreds of Pentagon senior staff giving a speech calling the Pentagon bureaucracy an adversary to the security of USA. Today, we declare war on bureaucracy. Next day, it kind of came crumbling down. And although we will never forget
why is he talking like this?
September 11th, no one even knows what happened the day before, do you? Where the audit that was done on the United States government. Misdirection is always the most amount of work that's put into an illusion trick.
Yeah.
Look over there.
Well, you know, we all know 9/11 is an inside job,
What is
right?
a
We all know
conspiracy
that.
theory or event that you think was completely overlooked or just brushed under the rug?
So for a long
Hey
time,
again.
humans believed that we only feared two things naturally, the dark and heights, because of evolution. That's just ingrained in our brains that that's something we need to be afraid of.
Okay.
There's one more thing that we are afraid of that I think is a major issue that we just
What is it?
overlook a lot. Things that are human-like, but aren't distinctly
I think-
human, such as dolls,
People are scared of those things,
mannequins,
aren't they?
etc. You see babies, small children, even grown people that are terrified of these things. Now, babies and small children, they don't have time to learn that fear. They didn't watch movies like Annabelle to be afraid of dolls, but they're still afraid of them. That means that at some point in our history, we had to evolve to be afraid of things that were human-like but weren't human. Which in my mind means that there was a predator that looked like us but wasn't.
I don't know about that. That one there on the end. Guys, maybe it's just a scary looking doll, you know? They're not. Is there people who are afraid of really cute and adorable dolls? Like, I don't know, I'm not sure about that. I think they were afraid of like all animals that are, you know, big or potentially a threat, whether they're humanoid or not, right? Okay, so if I disappear, I'm not of sound mind, so I can't really say. No, I'm just joking. This won't make me disappear, you guys. You know, if anything, it's gonna be fine. The conspiracy that I believe in, 100% no doubt, is that aliens are real and that they are here and that they come in peace and that they are protecting us from major devastation, not small devastations, but from, you know, the Earth being totally taken out. They will prevent that from happening. I feel like they've already done it a couple times. So thank you so much to the aliens. We love you so much, and don't judge us by some of those bad humans. I know they're really bad, but come talk to some other ones. I'm here, I'm ready, and, you know, we also are here in peace, okay? So yeah, anyways, thank you so much for watching, and hope you kind of learned something here today. I have a new video every single day, all April long. So if you want to see more, go ahead and subscribe to my channel and go watch my old videos. There's so many now. There's so many for you to watch, and yeah, check it out. And I will be back here tomorrow with another one, okay? Bye.